Well, ladies and gentlemen, it all comes down to this. Game 272 of the 2024 NFL season. For the second time in 3 years, the Detroit Lions will have the privilege of being the last regular season game. And last time we played a division rival 2 years ago in the 2022 season, we did not disappoint. Last time our playoff hopes were dashed earlier in the day when the Rams failed to beat the Seahawks. And then we wind up putting the Packers. All the Packers had to do was win, and they would have put out the Seahawks, but they did not do that. The Detroit Lions wind up putting them away, which wind up being Aaron Rodgers' final game at Green Bay and in the NFC North. We got a chance to do that again tomorrow. The Detroit Lions, I want to say they own like the highest rated game or the highest viewed game this season. And we're going to have a situation tomorrow where I expect the same thing. Now, I'm going to try to be there. I don't feel 100%, but I'm going to probably wait until the last possible second to buy my ticket, see what kind of deals I can get using the Game Time app. But I'm also trying to feel better in the meantime. But with that being said, the Detroit Lions are playing for all the marbles tomorrow. Tomorrow is the day. There's been a lot of talk about the Minnesota Vikings and a lot of people picking the Vikings to win this game. Now, I don't understand how. The Detroit Lions have proven that they can hang with anyone and they can beat anyone. And the Vikings have to come to our place and beat us. The Bills did that a few weeks ago, but we made that game interesting near the end, and we're never out of a game. The Lions are never out of a game. So I expect tomorrow to be a showdown. Whatever the over is, I expect it to be that many points. Both of these defenses are not great at stopping people from putting points on the board. So we'll see how tomorrow works out. But let's go to ESPN and look at the matchup predictor. The Detroit Lions, surprisingly, have a 64%. I say surprising because everybody's picking the Vikings to win this game. Like the Detroit Lions don't stand a chance. But they have a 64.5% chance to win this game to a 35.2% for the Minnesota Vikings. Sam Darnold is 343 for 504. With 4,153 yards, with 35 touchdowns and 12 interceptions. Jared Goff, 363 for 506, with 4,398 yards, 36 touchdowns, and 10 interceptions. If he throws 4 touchdowns tomorrow, he will get to the 40 mark for touchdowns for the year. Aaron Jones nursing a quad injury, but he is off the injury report. He has 245 carries for 1,093 yards with 5 touchdowns. Jahmyr Gibbs, 227 carries for 1,273 yards and 13 touchdowns. I think there's a record that Jahmyr Gibbs can break tomorrow with a certain amount of touchdowns. Justin Jefferson, 100 receptions, 1,479 yards, and 10 touchdowns. To Amon-Ra St. Brown, 109 receptions for 1,186 yards and 12 touchdowns. Vikings, tickets as low as $333. That might be right. That might be right. I saw some on the Game Time app that were right around there. Those are standing room only. We know that Pat Jones is out for the Minnesota Vikings. For the Detroit Lions, good. They don't have anybody. Okay, Emmanuel Mosley out. We know David Montgomery is out. Khalif Raymond and Alex Anzalone, they were questionable. So I don't know if they're going to play. And Craig Reynolds was questionable as well. Last 5 opponents, the Detroit Lions are 4-1, losing against the Buffalo Bills the last time they were at home. The Green Bay Packers are 5-0 in their last 5 games. Their last loss coming against the LA Rams. They had the back-to-back losses, the Detroit Lions and then the LA Rams. And right now we have the same record at 14-2. This is going to be a showdown, no doubt, tomorrow. I mean, I think it's not going to disappoint at all. The NFL knew what they were doing when they flexed this game to 272. And like I said, the last time the Detroit Lions played in 272, they did not disappoint. Last time it was on the road. This time it's at home. The NFL knows what they're doing when it comes to scheduling these games. Let's go to Tim 20man via his Twitter account. The Lions-Vikings rankings comparison. You can see here that we have the better offense. Points per game, we're first to their 9th. Total offense, we're second to 12. Rushing offense, 6 to 19. And that's what David Montgomery missed in the last couple of games. Passing offense, very similar, 2 to 5. Third down offense is 4 to 11. Red zone efficiency is 3 to 10. Giveaways is 4 to 19. So we are better in all 7 of these offensive category. The offense is a better offense. They can get explosive plays due to their outstanding receiver in Justin Jefferson. Addison is not that bad either. It's the defense that is going to be the difference in this game. Points per game for the Detroit Lions, 8th to 4th. Total defense for the Detroit Lions, 22 to 16. Rushing defense for the Detroit Lions, 3 to 2. Passing defense, 31. We got the second worst pass defense in the league. I haven't done the defensive rank through for the last several weeks, so I was unaware. I stopped watching it. Not a surprise with Carlton Davis going down, but their passing defense is not that much better at 28th. Third down defense, we are still first in the league to their 4th. Red zone efficiency, we are 12th to their 16th. And takeaways, they are first in the league or tied for first with 31, and we are tied for 8th. So they're better in every category, but third down defense and red zone efficiency. And that's how you put points in the board. That's where it's going to matter. So who do I think is going to win this game, man? There's a lot of differences. TJ Hawkinson, Cash, a couple guys for their team did not play that first matchup. And that was one of the games that we did not have Aiden Hutchinson. We're going to be down some people too. We had Aleem McNeil. We don't have him. We had David Montgomery. We don't have him. And this game came down to turnovers. It's probably going to be a situation like who has the ball last. It really is. Just like last time in Minnesota, it's going to be that. I believe that there was an interception by Darnold and then a fumble by David Montgomery that made this game, kept it close. And then, of course, Jake Bates with the walk-off field goal. I think it's going to be a very similar game. I don't think this is going to be a blowout. I think it's going to be a dogfight. It's going to come down to one or two mistakes, and it's going to come down to a couple turnovers, right? One thing I want to see tomorrow, if the Lions win the toss, I want them to defer. Put the defense out there first, set the tone, let the crowd get involved early. Do not, it was weird, man, because I don't feel about the Vikings like I did against the Bills, because Josh Allen is a different breed. I mean, Sam Darnold refuses to get sacked. Like, you just cannot touch him. He's not on the same stratosphere of a Josh Allen, but he's hard to get down as of late. You know, he can be sacked, but he's hard to get down. Those plays we got to contain. We have to make sure that only one person beats us. We've seen Justin Jefferson go off. This guy went for 200 and something yards a couple games ago or a couple years ago. We won that game. The Vikings have not beat us, I want to say, since Dan Campbell's, it was last season, the beginning of last season, or it was the year before that, something like that, when Dan Campbell went for it on 4th down, and then KJ Osborne scored in Minnesota and put the game away. But we can I think we contain Aaron Jones, or just enough. But again, we don't have Aleem McNeil. We contain Aaron Jones. We cannot let Addison, Hawkinson, I think it's Naylor, Jefferson, we can't let all of them go off. We can't. And I think it's going to come down to the Lions offense not making a mistake, the defense making a play, and it's going to be the difference in this game. And I think the top it all off is the crowd. The crowd is going to be the deciding factor. It really is, and that's why I'm trying my best to get there. So I think the Lions win this game, go to 15-2. The best record, I mean, this is crazy. I mean, at the end of the day, we could have the exact same record as the Kansas City Chiefs, who are also the first seed. They are resting pretty much everybody tomorrow, starting Carson Wentz. The Broncos need a win to be able to get in. So we could have 2 first seeds at exactly 15-2. Well, one of the seeds, not so we could, we will. We will have one seed will be in the NFC will be 15-2, and it's very possible that the AFC first seed could also be 15-2. And I will say this. I think whoever wins this game winds up in the Super Bowl, because we have the easiest path. You get a free game. You don't have to play. You get the weakest seed that's left, and you're at home the entire time. Just think about this. The Detroit Lions would get the winner of between 4, 5, 6, and 7. They would come to Detroit. That's a game that statistically we should win. That would be an upset game if we lost that. And then, boom, the NFC title game is at Ford Field. One game away from the Super Bowl, our first one ever. So I think that Not to say that if the Detroit Lions lose this game, they can't go to the Super Bowl, because I think this team is capable of defying a lot of odds. But statistically, if whoever wins this game, I believe will wind up in the Super Bowl or close to it. So, and you never know. The Minnesota Vikings, we could see a rematch in 2 weeks. If the Minnesota Vikings, whoever's first will drop, whoever loses this game, drop to fifth. It could be a situation where in the NFC title game, the fifth seed, or if the Lions win and let's say 7 and 6 are put out and the Lions win, then the Lions would travel to Minnesota for the divisional round. So we'll see. Anyway, this channel is made possible by viewers, subscribers, and members just like you. You can be anywhere else on YouTube, but you choose to rock with me. You guys are awesome. Take care of yourself and each other. And as always, go Lions. I'm trying to feel better, but I don't know if I will. But I'm going to try my best to get there. I know it's dudes on the team that's not 100%, and I want to get there as well.